First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Awesome. Oh, Santa got my letter.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here on the NFHS Network. You're watching the 2025 Idaho Real Dairy Bowl State Championship between the Trojans out of Rigby and the Wolves out of Timberline. Here on this NFHS Network, it's your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship action. From live games to full coverage, to replays to highlights, it's all here on the NFHS Network. Both these teams come in today with the record of 10-1. We are set for a treat today. I'm a voice here, followed by my dad. I'm Dandy Hale, joined by my dad, Dan Hale. We are set here in the ICCU Dome, the 6A title game in its quest for the Blue Trophy. Rigby's no stranger to this title game. In fact, Dan, you look, they've won 4 of them here under Armando Gonzalez. Since he came and took the helm, in fact, they're the repeat champions. They won it last year in 2024. Highland won it the previous year, and then it was a two-peat for Rigby. Rocky Mountain picked it up in 2020, and Gonzalez started his quest in 2019. So 4 state championships out of the last 6 years for the Rigby Trojans. Timberline comes in with the same record, 10-1 as well. You look, both these teams battled their way to get here to this 6A state championship game. And we're set for a good one here. Head coach for the Timberline Wolves is Ian Smart. Ian Smart's assistant coach are Sean Rez, Jeremy Heiner, Dan Bates, Terriel Hall, Don Smart, Eric Taylor, Matt Austin, Cameron Weller, Bo Martin, and David Goodwin. Of course, the head coach for the Rigby Trojans is Armando Gonzalez. His assistant coaches are Aaron Flowers, Logan Horrocks, Burke Mauser, Mike Freeman, Isaac Hawkins, Brock Sandrup, Vic Martinez, and Kenny Koster. Getting set up here for this national anthem. You can see Rigby fans on the opposite side here of the ICCU Dome. Pretty good attendance here. I'm going to say 3/4 full. The Timberline side as well, traveling from over in the Boise area. Well represented also here on this near side. 6A and 4A state championship games will go on from the ICCU Dome here on the campus in Pocatello, Idaho at Idaho State University. Previous game went on today between Homedale and Kimberly. Homedale was able to win that state championship here, 4A ranks, and now we're trained for the 6A ranks. The 5A state championship will actually be played on Monday over at Boise State University on the blue turf. That will be Bishop Kelly versus the Hillcrest Knights. That game was not able to be played today because of Boise State's game. They also wouldn't allow Friday or Thursday games over there, so they opted to play that on Monday. The Timberline Wolves here getting introduced, coming in. And Dan, you look at the record of Timberline this season. What they've been able to do is put up a lot of points this season on the board. In fact, their lowest point totals came their last 2 games of the season with Coeur d'Alene and Middleton. The difference in that is they have an injured quarterback who's already committed to play college football, but he is out with an injury and he will not be playing tonight. So Jack Brandt is his name. He's already committed, so they will have to pivot today, and they will likely go with Hudson Lewis, they suspect, at the quarterback position. And Rigby sticking with Flowers and look at thing. Timberline, we've got stats and everything on. We reached out to Rigby. They're not on the Max Preps statistic category. Reached out and do not have stats for Rigby, so won't have those here for this championship game. We do have them for Timberline. But Dan 10-1, both these seasons coming in. Timberline's lone loss came to Middleton at 26-12. That happened back on October 2nd. That was played at Timberline there at Donna Larson. Rigby's only loss, well, that came to 5A Bishop Kelly. That was back over in Boise. They lost the Bishop Kelly Knights on September 12th, 29-15. Rigby did have a few injuries out for that game, but it's their only blemish on the season coming in. The repeat state champions as we're getting set for the coin flip here at the 50-yard line. Rigby won the coin toss. They defer, and they will see what Timberline wants to do. So Rigby will work left to right according to the bye. Timberline will receive. Rigby defers and will kick to Timberline. Thanks for joining us here on this NFHS network. You know, this broadcast can also be a treasure for you. The NFHS network is pleased to introduce digital downloads to our high school sports coverage. Just click the blue digital copy box directly under the event video to buy a digital copy of this very event. Make today's memories last a lifetime with a digital download from the NFHS network. We are high school. From the NFHS network. Set to kick away here. The campus of Idaho State University, the Real Dairy Bowl. Set and underway. You know, if you have to travel at all during this broadcast, of course, this is available on your mobile device, either your tablet or your phone. You can download that same NFHS network.com on your smartphone and tablet. Log in and enjoy this broadcast on the road. With your subscription, you also can watch replays of previous games and other championships games, all available right here on the NFHS network. Excitement happening here at the ICCU Dome. Perched up at the top here, we got Mike Laclama for the Idaho Statesman next to us. Back deep to reserve is Hudson Lewis, as well as Carl Franson. This one will be taken out of the end zone by Lewis, brought down shy of the 20-yard line. Check that, got to the 20-yard line, so give himself a shot. You can get any further than the 20-yard line, and we'll get a first look at these Timberline Wolves. Head coach Ian Smart and his crew, a 10-1 record, looking for the first state championship for Timberline. They've got a date with destiny here. The only thing standing in their way, the 10-1 Rigby Trojans, the defending state champs. How will Timberline start at the quarterback position has been a bit of a question mark with the injury. They will start Kiana Borgia, 5'10" sophomore. Over the top, ball is incomplete, well covered by Rigby. Man-on-man coverage with the safety over the top, and Hudson Lewis didn't have a play on the ball, 2nd and 10 for the Wolves.
Boy, this is a big opportunity for a sophomore to be in a championship football game at 6A as a sophomore.
Yeah, rise to the occasion. Jack Bratt out with a knee injury. Already committed to play college football. Has to watch this one from the sidelines. Give off to the near side, cross the 25-yard line. This will pick up a heavy handful for number 3, Brody Ingroff. Ingroff, the 5'9" junior. Splits the difference, 3rd down and 5. Boy, defensively, Rigby moves a lot of personnel in and out between downs. Borges shotgun set. Go jet sweep to near side. Patient running for his blockers, but there was just never an advantage there. Fletch Scudder with the carry. And Scudder didn't get much.
Looks like Jacob Everett will be the punter for Timberline.
4th down situation on the opening drive. Punt time. This one's going to get up into the nearly into the stands here of ICCU. And Evan Freeman didn't even get a shot at that one. 1st and 10 Rigby, and they'll spot this one. Call it the 44. Still in question here as they're switching balls. We spot it right at the 45. But we'll get Rigby's first possession of it. Timberline couldn't do much. Amani Morrell is the elephant in the room for the Trojans. He's the back they feature. The defending state champs. Back at it again. Flowers will work out of the shotgun set. Breed Nelson in motion. Handoff goes to the left side to Morrell. Morrell's dropped, but not before picking up about a 6-yard gain.
Boy, that was a delayed handoff as Flowers kept it and just kept riding him, then finally just gave it to him.
Rigby goes quick here. Empty back set. Now they move Flowers back to the, they move Morrell back to the right side of Flowers. Give is to Monty again. Extra momentum pushes across the yard to gain. There'll be a 1st down for the Trojans. Trojans keeping things on the ground here. Power football early. Trojans will go no huddle here. And they move on from the line. Fresh set of downs for the fellas out of Jefferson County. Monty Morrell trips to the right side. Jacob Flowers will be all alone. Looking right. Now he steps up in the pocket. He's going to scramble with it. The 45, now 30. 25 before he steps out of bounds. At about the 24-yard line will be a 1st down on the merits of Jacob Flowers. You know, the Flowers is a younger brother to the family. He's the 2nd quarterback coming through, and he's a little better runner. The other brother may have been a better thrower. Meanwhile, Amani Morrell says, I'm the best runner, and he presses this for another 1st down. Trojans offense with a full head of steam.
5th play of this drive, Dandy, started back on the 45 with 10:22 to go. We're down to 8:42.
Back to Morrell. Didn't get a lot. Evan Paschke was there to make the stop for the Wolves.
Didn't look like he got a lot, but he got 5.
Yeah, nice front line here for Rigby. So far winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Anchor in that crew, center number 54, Riker Serrano. Flowers, quarterback keeper up the middle.
Looks like a flag on the play, Dandy, in the area of holding against the Trojans. We'll see what they call.
Hudson Snook there on the tackle for the Wolves. So the white hat going to signal it in. It'll be a hold against the Trojans. It'll be a spot foul, 10 yards from that spot. Replay the down, so Trojans will look what to have is about 2nd down and 15. Paced offense for Rigby. They have big 85 Jackson Nelson set up in the slot. They trade him moving from the right to the left. Caden's fooled the Wolves a bit, but they just go option give to the left side to Amani Morrell. And Morrell, the senior, picks up a heavy handful.
You look at this, Dandy, 7th play of the drive coming up for Rigby.
Yeah, Trojans looking routine on this drive. 6 yards. Oh, excuse me, the ball's on the 9-yard line. The shovel pass inside. Play never quite developed, executed well, but Timberline was there to sniff it out. He shoveled that right off the inside to the big tight end on his end. It's 85. Jackson Nelson again. You know, he anchors the ends of his sets. They'll flip-flop him from each side to each side. Sometimes they run to his side, sometimes they run away from him. They anchor him on the left side now. Morrell just to the left of Flowers. Flowers leaning in the end zone, a little push from his friends, and Jacob Flowers is going to get to pay dirt. Touchdown, Trojans. Wow, Pops, you know, it looks they turned around. Okay. You know, there was a signal touchdown there in the end zone. They looked, the official said, you know what, forward progression was probably stopped right about here before the Trojans pushed him in for the touchdown, so they spot it there at the 2.
They did the old Philadelphia
Tush push.
tush push.
Tush push is no good, they call it here. So 2 yards for pay dirt for the Trojans. Nothing cute here. They just go to Amani off the right side, and he stretches it across the line for a touchdown. Make it official, Dano. Chart that down as a 2-yard touchdown to Amani Morrell. And he has been a handful here on the opening drive for the Timberline Wolves. Packed house on the far side now here in the ICCU Dome. And Trojans will bring it on for the extra. Whistle dead here as it was Evan Freeman with the hold. They said timeout was called. The officials are going to talk about it. Actually had a player leave. I don't know if that was an equipment deal or what, but they had number 10 Gage French leave and bring on. So we'll square up and try it again. Freeman will have the hold. Rigby bunches up for the extra. And the kick is up and good.
Trojan 7, the Timberline Wolves.
So a 7-0 lead for Rigby here in the first quarter. We'll take a break to hear a word from our sponsors and be right back, and Dan will have the breakdown from that opening drive.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied dairy customer, I'll send.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's bringing it up. He's going in. He scores!
Welcome back here to the ICCU Dome. Kicking off the Rigby Trojans. This will sail deep into the end zone. Touchback. Nice show of leg strength that time from Evan Freeman. Freeman also the holder on the extra points, and he kicks off the kickoff. So special teams by committee up there in Jefferson County. And we'll get another look at this Timberline offense, Dan. How'd that last drive go for Rigby?
You look at that Rigby drive, Dandy, started on the 45, so it went 55 yards, 9 plays, 4:36 off the clock. Capped off by a Monty Morrell 2-yard run. PAT was good. Rigby 7, Timberline nothing.
Now first play from scrimmage. Timberline with a little option keeper right off this near side for Hudson Lewis. You know, Timberline, what they got to do in this situation you're down your college committed starting QB. You've got just a phenomenal athlete in Hudson Lewis there. So got to think what Timberline's like to do is get Lewis the ball in space where he can stretch and use that speed and quickness. Got to use it here to recover a bad snap. He quickly gathers this one, and like a heady quarterback that's played it all season, quickly throws it away. Good job of avoiding a disaster for Hudson Lewis. So the tail of the tape is 3rd down and 6. Timberline's second drive here of the ball game. 5:03 left. Spot Fletch Scudder this near side. Andrew Price protecting the blind side. Unleashing a deep ball, and it was there. Hudson Lewis was going for Lucas Thompson, and it was just out of the grip. Thompson just couldn't bring it home. Thing that makes you hold your breath on this side of the field for a Timberline fan. If he would have hauled that one in, he might have taken it the distance. Instead, they're going to have to go by and put it off the foot of Jacob Everett and punt it away. It's been 3 and out for Timberline on their first 2 possessions. Ooh, soft snap, and he gets it off. This one's fielded by Freeman. The 50, Freeman across to the 45, dives forward, and might get him about, I think they're going to spot this one down around the 48. Yeah, that's where they'll spot him.
Carries into the 47-yard line. Correction, 43-yard line. That's where the Trojans will take over. 1st and 10, Rigby.
Well, Dan, not a lot of pen marks on the offensive side of your stat sheets for Timberline here with their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, you look at their first 2 possessions, Dandy, both 4 and outs, 2 punts on 2 possessions.
Meanwhile, Rigby, the other hand, this is their second go at it. And they'll start this with favorable field position, spotted at the 43-yard of the Wolves. Flowers under stress, and they're going to drop him for a sack. Just what this Wolves team needed was a big sack or a turnover, and Austin Ingroff, out of the strong safety spot, picked him up on a blitz. Gotta like that play, Dano.
Boy, that was an excellent
Timberline says,
blitz.
we've got to make
got
something happen here, and they send their last guy back. Ingroff on. He's defensively here set as a corner spot. Flowers, little shuttle pass under, complete to Amani Morrell. Amani at his feet, back to the original line and across the 40 to about the 39. Nice little design play there. Flowers set back, threw a little underhand toss and got it through.
You look at these two possessions for Rigby, Dandy, really using Morrell there. Both possessions, know that he's got speed, he's got quickness, and I'll tell you what, they use him.
Third and 6. Flowers out of the gun, Morrell just to his left. Here comes the blitz again from the safety. Flowers saw it, dove into the line. Boy, they set Hudson Lewis that time. Number 1, the safety on this side, they sent Lewis on a blitz, and
boy, I'll tell you, he got there fast.
Boy, he did. I get the feeling Timberline will send their safeties. They've already done it twice this go. And I like it. 4th down and 5 now for Rigby in 4-down territory. They'll keep the offense right here with the ball spotted at the 38. Straight drop for Flowers. Protection is there. He threw it ahead of Amani. Turned it over on downs. Timberline defense gets their first stop.
Boy, Flowers just got a little antsy. Monty Morrell was open and just overthrew it.
Yeah, maybe just hold that for a split second longer and let it go. The protection was there. That Rigby offensive line had a wall built for Flowers. Just couldn't connect it with Morrell. Hudson Lewis and the Wolves will take over. 3rd possession here for the boys out of Timberline.
Two previous possessions, Dandy, 4 and out.
Both these teams only with 1 loss. And this one off to the right side. That's Fletch Scudder on the sweep play. 6-yard pickup for Scudder. Spot that at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Timberline. Doesn't matter what the weather's like outside when you're in the ICCU Dome here on the campus of Idaho State University. Give up the middle is sniffed out by the Trojans. Nowhere to go for Lucas Thompson. Call that a loss.
Here's another 3rd down situation for Timberline. Previous 2, 4 and out, punts.
Excuse me, that last one was Brody Ingroff as he spotted just to the right side of Borgia. That was Lewis that was in there, quarterback, and he couldn't quite connect over the middle. Incomplete pass as he was trying to hit Hayden Hills. 4th down now for the Wolves. And they've had to bring Jacob Everett on too many times already to punt it away. This will be his 3rd punt. We've still got 64 seconds remaining in the first frame. Flowers will be back to return it. Excuse me, that's Freeman. Takes it off the hop. brought down at the 35-yard line. Nice tackle that time by Benton Bates for Timberline. He was unimpressed with Freeman's return and tossed him to the turf. 35-yard line is where the defending state champions will start. They lead 7-0. It was a nice defensive stand for Timberline, Dan, on Rigby's last drive, as that one went 4 and out. Flowers, a little fake toss, and draws it up the middle. Picked up 6.
Second and 4 for Rigby.
Bring up 2nd down and 4. Now, Rigby hasn't looked downfield much yet here. Maybe this is an opportunity for Flowers to take a shot. Timberline adjusts just straight up man-to-man. Run off the left side and still on his feet. 1st down and more across the 40-yard line. And that is the first carry of the day for Kofe. You know, you don't hear Kofe's name as much, Dan, as Kui Kofe is just a junior and he's Morrell's backup, but there's times where he has a change of pace from Morrell and Rigby can really flourish on the ground. End of 1 is how it'll stay. 7-0 Rigby from here at the ICCU Dome in the Real Dairy Bowl 6A state championship game. We'll take a break from here at the action and be right back after these messages here on the NFHS Network. Welcome back here to the ICCO Dome as we're talking Big Sky football up here in the booth, because that Idaho State-Idaho game is a bit interesting. Idaho State beating up on the Vandals, and that has some implications for the Bengals possibly in the postseason. Discussing those options, but back here to the action in a, I'm going to say it officially, Dan, packed ICCU Dome. I didn't see any wincing or any laughing from my cameraman, John Young, down the way, so I'll take it. We'll use the word packed here today. A false start against the Trojans.
Second penalty of the night for Rigby. First one was a holding.
I've raved about it earlier, and I'll do it again. This renovated ICCU Dome is just a great place to watch high school football, a great place to watch a Big Sky football. Trojans now with the plot thicken. 1st and 15. Flowers will go under center. Farnsworth in motion. They go to Armani Morrell up the middle. So it's a lot of flash for the same old pony show as Amani Morrell picks up the 1st down. They needed 15, and Amani says, give it to me, I'll pick up 16.
This is the 5th first down for Rigby. Timberline is still yet to get a 1st down here in the ballgame.
Go across, Flowers. The speed draw, you keep it. It wasn't much of an option on it.
Well, I'll tell you, look at Monty Morrell out there in the flat as he went in motion. He was all alone.
Yeah,
5th play of this drive for Rigby.
to the second 5, and the Trojans have shortened the gait of their pace somewhat here with a 7-0 lead, and now with the ball being 1 yard away from the red zone, they're taking their time on these possessions. Ooh, that one is nearly intercepted. Pass was actually completed to Freeman, but it was nearly intercepted. It's not that often where you see a pass that's nearly intercepted, but then it's completed. But tell you what, number 11, Nash O'Kelly, came flying in there. Almost picked that off. 3rd down and 7. 7 yards to go for the first down for Rigby. Give to Monty Morrell. Monty chipped up down low.
I don't think that's Morrell. Yeah, it is.
Hit down low. Nice tackle from Austin Ingriff again. 6-foot senior.
Another 4th down try here for the Rigby Trojans. Failed on their last one.
Not much to go. 4 down, 4th down and 4. Trojans are going to throw out of it. That was nearly intercepted by Benton Bates. Tipped it up with his right hand, nearly came around and picked it off. Nice play from Bates as he makes his way off the field. And Dan, Timberline will get a chance to do something they haven't done yet in this ball game, and that's pick up a first down.
That's true.
Not what you want to hear with 9:36 remaining in the second quarter. Hudson Lewis will be back calling the signals again. Says something to Carl Franson. Now they get set. Bootleg around the left side, completes a pass to the 30 across the 33-yard line. Nice completion to Carl Franson.
You said it, Dandy. First down of the evening for the Timberline Wolves.
Efficient pass from Hudson Lewis, rolling out, bootlegged him out to his right. Threw a quick little dart right there. Pick up a first down. Ball's now spotted at the 33. Lewis scrambles a bad snap, picks it up, nearly completed that pass. It wouldn't have gone for much as Fletch Scudder had a couple of Trojans around him. It'll go as an incomplete pass.
One thing about Timberline, they didn't go with the sophomore very long.
Now, it would be hard to when you've got an athlete that's just as good as Hudson Lewis is. He's going to touch. They want him to touch the ball 40, 50 times an afternoon, and what a better way to get it in his hands and put him back calling signals here in this situation. Second in the length of the chains for the white team Timberline. Little RPO pass is completed to the outside. So he flipped that right out to Lucas Thompson. A nice play from Timberline. Maybe that's something they look at, give Lewis some options. Give him some RPOs, maybe some option plays. And he threw a strike that time to Lucas Thompson. Thompson's got 23 receptions on the season coming in tonight, nearly 300 yards. He's got a couple touchdowns as well. Back to the second lead receiver on the team, O'Kelly leads the stat, aside from Lewis, of course. Lewis, quarterback option in the middle, might have split the field in half to the 50-yard line. Looks like they'll spot him shy of that at the 49.
Action, second and 4. For Timberline.
Well, head coach Ian Smart coaching this one pretty smart, Dan. Here he's found out what he can bring to the table today, and this has been hands down the best drive of the afternoon for Timberline. Hudson Lewis, the 50, dances his way across the other side of the field. Might got it about to the 49. Still shy of the yard to gain.
Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Wolves.
Third down and a manageable 1. Well, you notice Rigby did not substitute once here. They've been changing a lot here on defense. They kept the same crew on the field. Expecting they've got the right personnel on here for the right play.
You look at this, Dandy Lewis looking over the situation. 3 down linemen for Rigby.
Blitz one out of the backer. Little back shoulder throw attempt from Lewis, and it's incomplete. Trying to get Franson on his left side. And Timberline's faced with decision time. Ball's across the 50, and they're going to opt to punt this one away. Lots of football left to play here with 6:52 remaining before the break. Timberline will play a little field position here and opt to punt it away.
This here, Dandy, 4th punt of the evening for Timberline.
Yeah, boy, loopy punt, loopy snap took a long time to get there. Freeman's going to get this one from his own 16. And that's where it's about as far as he's going to get. Ben Cooper there for Timberline. The big fella getting downfield.
You look at this Timberline possessions, Dandy, 4 of them so far, 4 punts. But they did pick up 2 first downs on that possession.
Trojans will take this over. We'll have an 84-yard field as the ball spot on the 16. 6:41 before our break. Senior quarterback Jacob Flowers and the repeat state champs.
See, you look at this Rigby bunch, Dandy, scored their first possession, the last 2. They've been 4. They had good drives, but evidently both of those drives stalled deep in Timberline territory.
We get a 5-yard penalty encroachment against Timberline. They didn't get him much there. So, 1st down and 5. I believe that's Kofi out of the backfield.
Boy, he started right, saw the hole develop to the left, jumped to the left, and picked up a 1st down.
Let's take it down at the 28, and that's enough for Rigby. 1st down.
Well, the Trojans pick up the 1st down. Kofi again. Kofi across the 35, still on his feet at the 40. 1st down. Kofi a little work here. The junior picks up a 1st down on back-to-back carries. And the Trojans happy to run clock here with the offense. Still go no huddle, but they get to the line and take their time as they don't get a lot of this one right off center. Using Kofi again, but he didn't get much there. Might have got 2. And the Trojans will set. Flip-flop the set. Trips to this near side. Morrell back in at tailback. Move Mamani in motion. Flowers a little step to his left. Then he So the speed draw up the right side might have picked up another yard.
Gain 2 for the Trojans, now we got 3rd and 6.
Well, 3rd down and 6 for the Trojans.
You know, you got to kind of tip your hat to this Timberline defense, Dandy, at being able to stop Rigby deep in Timberline territory twice to have them stall on downs.
Yeah, and here in the first half, they've been on the field a lot. We'll set up a little screen play here to this right side. It's incomplete, and Rigby's going to have to punt this one. Ball's on their own 4:44, and there's 4:44 left here before our break. 7-0 lead for the Trojans. Timberline has the chance here before the break to equalize.
So we got 4th and 6 for Rigby.
They're going to bring Fletch Scudder back to return as well, along with Hudson Lewis. Boy, you got to think Rigby's got to be punting away from Lewis here. Timeout on the field. Trojans will be charged with their first time out of the half. So we'll take a break from here at the ICCU Dome. Be right back here on the NFHS Network right after these words from our sponsors.
Visit Toyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer and reserve your new vehicle today. Toyota.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back here at the ICCU Dome, Rigby, 4th down and 6. Boy, Flowers flirted with that a little bit. I thought they might fake it. He just kind of rolled out, rugby style, punt that one away. And Dan, Timberline is getting this one back. It's their 5th possession here of the first half. 5 possessions. And Dan, like you've said, only yielded 2 first downs out of those 5 touches. Ball's on the 24-yard line. It'd take Timberline's best drive of the afternoon to put points on the board here before the half. Plenty of time to do it. Lewis, quick pass outside to Hayden Hills. Short gain. Half the spot, it might have picked up about 1 yard to Hills. Lewis again, shotgun set. Single tight end to the left. Stays in protect. Lewis scrambling around. Avoids the sack. Now he's got a little room to shake. 25, he steps out of bounds at the, they marked him pretty shy of the 30. Parked him out at the 27.
Boy, I tell you, I thought maybe he could have got to the first down marker.
Yeah, I thought he was near that line, but still work to do for Timberline to pick up that first down. 6 yards to get that yard to gain, which is right at the 39. Now the crowd somewhat a factor here on the far side as the Rigby faithful letting it know. Hudson Lewis, straight drop. Gets it off before the blitz comes, and there's a big hit right there. The pass was complete to Cannon Korth, but
well,
Lucas Thompson popped him.
That was a nice pass by Lewis.
Definitely was a nice catch by Korth. He did a fantastic job to hold on to it because Lucas Thompson put the kind of tackle on him you like as a defender.
Timberline, nope, I thought maybe they were going to go, but looks like they're centered on the punt crew.
And no desperation. There's still plenty of time, still in the first half. Only trailing 7-0. I think your assumptions are just off today, Dano. That's a punter. The catch is he's only 5 yards deep. Rigby wants to call timeout.
Well, I'll tell you, if that was the punter, he was only about 7 yards deep.
5 yards deep. We're just going to keep it right here through the break. I have a feeling something big's coming from Timberline. We do not want to miss this one by any means, but it gives us a good opportunity to talk about our dairymen. In fact, did you know that every dairy in Idaho is family-owned? It's those farm families who are dedicated to supporting Idaho students across this state. On behalf of Idaho's dairy farmers, we want to congratulate all the teams competing in this year's state tournaments. Healthy bodies start with great nutrition, and choosing milk is a great way to get the nutrients you need. Learn more at dairywest.com. Thanks for joining us here on the NFHS Network. Folks, also remember this game and all copies of games here in the state tournament are available as digital downloads right here on your system. All you have to do is click that blue digital copy box directly under that event player, and you can buy your digital copy of this event. 4th down. Biggest play so far for Timberline at the line, and they pick it up. They did it with Nash O'Kelly. Nash says, give me a touch. The 6'2 senior typically plays on the defensive side of the ball. Plays linebacker, middle, and outside. They brought him over in there for a wildcat setup, and he picked up the 1st down. And Dan, Timberline needed another one.
They did. 3rd first down of the evening for Timberline. Came at a great time with 2:40 to go. 1st and 10.
Two and a half remaining before our break. Hudson Lewis, the athlete, running the show behind the quarterback spot. Throwing one over the middle. This is going to be picked off. Threw it short and just made an easy play for Cannon Korth. Cannon played the soft inside spot. He's just out there man-to-man. Looked back and saw that he had a golden nugget coming his way. Stepped back and picked it off. Rigby's going to get this back on the Timberline side of the field. I'm going to spot this right at the 49. Boy, just after they pick up a 3rd down, add another series to that length of play, Dan. They get a turnover here, and Rigby gets it back with 2:20 left. 2-minute offense time for Jacob Flowers and the Rigby Trojans. Monty Morrell tiptoes his way to a heavy 7-yard pickup.
You know, the way that Monty Morrell runs, Dandy, you wonder why they don't give Timberline a heavy dose of him for a while.
Yeah, I expect he's going to, obviously clock has some play here, but Morrell slips this one outside and wisely gets out of bounds after picking up the 1st down. So he stops the clock, and looks like Rigby's just going to stay no huddle here. That's just how they roll. And they'll stay at the line. Flowers with a freshly loaded clip. 1 timeout in the hip pocket for the Trojans. 35 yards away from pay dirt. Shovel pass off of play action to Morrell. Nice little design play, but it doesn't net much for him. Ball spotted to the 30 with the clock running at 1:40. Option give goes back to Amani. Amani Needed to get to that 25 to pick up the first down, and he does.
Eighth first down of the evening for Rigby, 3 for Timberline.
Clock stops why they move the chains. Now the white hat signals for the clock to start out, and Timberlake's going to burn a timeout. Their first timeout here of the first half. That stops it with 1:27 left and a 7-0 lead for Rigby. We'll take a break here from the ICCU Dome. Be right back after these messages here on the NFHS Network. I didn't want to feel again. Welcome back here to the ICCU Dome, right on the campus of Idaho State University. Pocatello, Idaho on the map. First down for Rigby, 24 yards away from Pater. They go another carry to Morrell. Amani still on his feet, 10-yard line and inside the 10. They're going to spot him at the 9. Boy, when Rigby can move the ball like that between the tackles, and you're this down in distance, you don't mind using a little clock. Trojans still have a timeout. This will be whistled dead. Flag on the play.
Looks like a false start against Rigby.
Well, that'll slow them down. A 5-yard penalty, and they'll repeat that first down. But now a 1st and 10, or the 1st and goal or so, turns into a 1st and 14 according to where it is. So
this would be a huge advantage to Rigby if they can punch this in there just before half. They get the ball to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, I think Timberline, just Morrell-wise, if they could get a stop here, it'd be a huge difference. Amani Morrell up and over inside the 5. Boy, he picked up 9 on that play. Rigby's going to go fast here. They go tempo right back to Amani. And Amani gets in. Touchdown. A few seconds ago, not on the clock, but just in life, Dano, you and I were talking about slowing this down, get it in, and Rigby just goes back-to-back plays and has a 13-0 lead with an extra point loading. Flowers will hold. He also returns kicks and punts. And on to do the kicking is number 30, Andrew James. And James, the sophomore, splits this one through. 14-0 Rigby. Only 33 ticks remaining till our halftime break.
You look at that, Dandy. That drive for Rigby covered 49 yards, 4 plays, 151 off the clock. A 5-yard run by Morrell, PAT good. With 33 seconds to go in the half. Rigby 14, Timberline nothing.
Yeah, Timberline hasn't even sniffed the red zone yet. What have you got, Timberline, for total first downs?
You look at Timberline, total first downs 3. Rigby has 8. If you look at the possessions of Timberline, punt, 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 interception.
Wow. And at 7-0, I felt pretty good about it. 14-0 here before the break is a little harder pill to swallow for Timberline. Freeman will kick this off. This one will go into the end zone, touchback. 80-yard field, 33 seconds for Timberline. Lewis was back to receive that kick. He'll just stay on and play quarterback. Where they also use him on the defensive side of the ball. Just fantastic athlete. I don't know if it's official or not, but Utah is likely where he will end up to play. Today's lining up in the quarterback position. Of course, a terrible injury to Jack Brandt has put him out for the season. Timberline will run it off this right side, and I think that will likely do it as they win a little sweep play to Fletch Scudder.
Looks like Timberline not in any hurry to go with under 10 to go. They may just let this thing run out and we'll end the half 14 Rigby, nothing Timberline. Looks like that's what'll happen.
Yeah, we'll just call this one. Head coach Ian Smart will talk about it, see what they can do, some adjustments they can make, because they trail this one 14-0. It's just been a battle for Timberline to be able to move the ball offensively. Done a pretty good job of keeping Rigby in check, but boy, Dan, they just got to find ways to move the ball and just pick up either some chunk plays or whatever, but they got to get it in the end zone.
They do. You know, and the thing is if you look at this, each team had 5 possessions technically, but you can't really, that last one Timberline had 33 seconds to go was really nothing. But if you look at Timberline, like I say, Dandy, punt, 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 and interception. If you look at Rigby scored on their first possession on a 9-play drive, 55 yards, 4:36 off the clock. Monty Morrell 2-yard, and the PAT was good. And at that point, Rigby led 7-0. Rigby then, on their next 2 possessions, drove right down the field, but they stalled out well deep in Timberline territory twice. And then on the fourth time they had the ball, they drove down, but they ended up punting, and then Timberline threw the interception. Rigby went down 4 plays, 49 yards, 1:51 off the clock, 14-0 as Monty Morrell went in from 5 yards. The PAT was good, and we said at halftime now 14-0 in favor of Rigby.
And here in the ICCU Dome, the Milk Bowl State 6A State Championship game. Biggest classification, biggest game right here on this NFHS network. We'll take a break here for the halftime and be right back with second half action 14 minutes away from now.
1 second from half court. Jumping for joy.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh.
Did he bring it in? He did.
It is caught.
For over a century, one Idaho bank has stayed true to itself, serving as a pillar of the region with one mission: to enhance the financial well-being of its members, while also delivering on an unrivaled commitment to the community. It's not a coincidence that First is in the name. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho.
Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied viewing customer, I'll set.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's lining it up. He's going in. He scores!
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
1 second from half court. Jumping for joy.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is
caught!
For over a century, one Idaho bank has stayed true to itself, serving as a pillar of the region with one mission: to enhance the financial well-being of its members, while also delivering on an unrivaled commitment to the community. It's not a coincidence that First is in the name. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
May I offer you one of our finest selections?
Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho.
Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied viewing customer, I'll set.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's lining it up. He's going in. He scores!
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome back here to the ICCU Dome on the campus of Idaho State University. Of course, you're watching the 2025 Real Dairy Bowl State Championship for the 6A division right here on the NFHS Network. This NFHS Network is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage in high school playoff and championship action. From live games to full game replays to highlights, it's all here on the NFHS Network. Halftime where the Rigby Trojans, the defending state champs, lead the Timberline Wolves 14-0. I'm Dandy Hale, joined by my dad, Dan Hale. Riley Moulton's our technical guy, and John Youngs does all of our video work here. Chuck Cathcart producing the whole show and making things happen right here on the NFHS Network. This game and all games are available for purchase. You can get a digital copy right there on your same screen. You just click on that blue digital copy box directly under this event video player, and you can buy a copy of this event. Make today's memories last a lifetime right here on this NFHS Network. But Dan, it's been all Rigby the first half, 14-0 lead. And as stalled as Timberline's offense has been, I think a 14-0 lead isn't so bad because Timberline offensively just hasn't been able to get much going.
No, and you got to tip your hat to their defense. Both teams had 5 possessions. Rigby scores 2 of 5. Timberline yet to score. They were 0 for 5. So if you look at that, and the big thing about the Timberline offense or defense, they were able to hold Rigby out of the end zone, deep in Timberline territory twice. And so their defense, it could be a lot more ugly than this. It could be 28-0 if Timberline's defense hadn't have stepped up and held Rigby out of scoring twice.
Well, you know
deep in their territory.
Yeah, the tough part really for Timberline is the injury bug. Jack Brandt, the starting quarterback, committed to play at UC Davis, goes down with a total knee injury. So they go with Hudson Lewis. He's not, I mean, this is no slouch. Hudson Lewis is the best athlete probably in the building here today. And he goes down, he goes in to play some quarterback for him. He's committed to play at the University of Utah. So what Timberline's got to do is find ways to be unique with this offense, find ways maybe to get Hudson Lewis some touches in space or put it in his hands and let him make some decisions. But the head coach for Homedale, Ian Smart, he's got some planning to do here. They only trail 14-0. This is still a ball game here on the Real Dairy Bowl right here at the ICCU Dome, so stick with us. And Dan, even though it's a 14-0 game, this has still been a treat to watch here in the first half.
Well, it has, you know, and the key to that second Rigby touchdown was Lewis throwing that interception, giving them a short field, and Rigby was able to punch it in with a huge dose of Monty Morrell as he drove on run after run after run and then plunged into the end zone from the 5-yard line, and that's how they got their 14-0 halftime lead.
Yeah, Monty Morrell has been a lot for Timberline to deal with here defensively. They've gone to him a lot, and it's easy. It's ball possession, and he controls it, and he picks up chunk plays out of the backfield.
And, you know, he hasn't been in there every play. You know, they've substituted him out for Kofe. Kofe got in there, and Kofe's had 3 or 4 really good runs.
Yeah, he has. He does a good job for him. Just a junior as well. He comes out. Of course, Rigby came in here out of the East Division of the 6A as the number 1 seed, and Timberline came out of the West Division as the number 1 seed to get here. Rigby beat Rocky Mountain last week. That wasn't much of a game. They beat Rocky 40-21. That was played on Rigby's field. And last week, Timberline beat Coeur d'Alene. They played that on there at Donna Larson, which serves as their home field. They beat them at 23-17 to get here. And so here we sit. You know, I mean, a 14-0 lead. Timberline's got to find a way to get a couple scores. I think Timberline can make stops, and they're capable of making stops. What they've got to do is answer the question is how they're going to move the ball down the field and get it to pay dirt.
Well, it's true. You know, you look at this Rigby roster, just going down the roster. Total number of seniors this Rigby team has is 25. So that's a fair amount of seniors.
Yeah, it is. Now we're getting set here, about a minute and a half away here from second half. They'll bring these teams out here after the break, and they'll give them another 3-minute warm-up pressure here to get set. So what we'll do is we'll kick it back, hear another word from our sponsors, and be right back with second half action here on the ICCU Dome right after these messages here on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today. High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Here we are back at the ICCU Dome. It's halftime where Rigby leads Timberline 14-0. Bit of an impasse here as both teams come out after the halftime break. Timberline started warming up. Rigby took the sideline and ready to go. But now it looks like we're going to put 3 minutes on the clock here and give these teams a chance to get a little warmed up, a little limbered up here after the break, and then we'll play away. But as it sits, there's 2.5 minutes left here in our halftime break. But Dan, this has been a treat here for the 6A trade. Rigby's back again. Boy, they've got all kinds of support there on the opposite side of the ICCU Dome. But as I look down here, Timberline has quite a following that's come over from the Boise Valley as well.
Well, you look at, and Rigby has a lot less distance to travel here to Holt Arena than does Timberline. So you got to tip your hat to the Timberline crowd for driving all the way from the Boise Valley here to Pocatello to watch this 6A game. But that's the way it should be. Your team gets here with a record of 10-1, I think you said. Rigby 10-1. Ideal records, identical records, and you got to tip your hat to both these teams the way they've played this whole season. And this second half, Dandy, the key is right here. Rigby will receive the ball to begin the third quarter. Key thing for Timberline, I think, is they got to keep Rigby out of the end zone this possession and kind of set the tone for this second half.
Yeah, distance-wise for these schools, I just mapped it out here on my phone from my seat right here at the ICCU Dome. It's a 3-hour and 6-minute drive to Timberline High School, and it's a 59-minute drive to Rigby High School. So you're looking at 3-hour drive versus a 1-hour drive. And
yeah, you look at if you ever wanted to commit a crime in Rigby, now is the time because the whole town's probably gone.
I think you're probably right here. Lots of 1J plates out in the parking lot here of the ICCU Dome. Teeing it up for the second half here. Rigby has a 2-score lead to start this break. Timberline decided to go onside right out, and it was kind of a nifty little idea, but Rigby was not impressed. They were prepped for it, almost like they knew it was coming. think that was number 5, DJ Budrero, that made that possession catch and made a pretty routine play out of the onside kick attempt. Kudos to that front receiving line of the Rigby kick return team.
Like
Took
I say,
1
Dandy,
second off the clock.
We'll see if this Timberline defense can hold one more time these Trojans out of the end zone.
Senior quarterback Jacob Flowers for Rigby will call the signals. Amani Morrell will do the carrying. They give it to him here on first down.
Looks like he gets about 5, bring up second down and 5.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a ton for him to get down, and he still picks up a full handful on first down.
You know, they're really trying to get him low between the knees and the ankles, and that's probably a good idea, but boy, he bent down there and kind of used a stiff arm to push 2 of them away that low.
Morrell again dances his way at the line of scrimmage, picks up the yard to gain, and another one. Monty Morrell making his plea for after the season accolades, and I doubt that he'll be denied. First down, Trojans again. Spot the ball on the 45-yard line, the Rigby side of the hash mark of the Timberland side of the ball. Fresh set of downs. Flowers 5 yards off the line will work out of the shotgun. Twins to each direction. Quarterback keeper off the option. Jacob picks up about 5 yards.
It'll bring up second and 5.
So second down, Rigby goes with tempo here, quickly to the line. Right to Morrell. Amani still on his feet past the 35.
Morrell on the carry for game 7.
Spot him with a 33, picked up 7 yards, and that picks up another first down for the Trojans.
You know, this Idaho football season, Dandy, you think about it, and it starts in August, and here we are the end of November. Pretty long season for football, high school in Idaho.
Especially when you contend along and you get this far in the season. Play action. Flowers slings one outside. That's caught by number 85, Jackson Nelson.
Pass complete to number 85, Jackson Nelson.
Nelson picks up about 4. Quick tight end out play. 6 yards for the yard to gain on second down. Give to Morrell. Monty across the 25. They'll spot him at the 24. That's about where the first down marker was.
Looks like
Still
Morrell
looking
kind
for
of
this.
limping, kind of getting off the. Now he.
Took a while to get that spot too, and they're going to get. Amani's going to have to maybe require a little tension here before he gets off. Now that medical staff of Trojans will help him off, and Timberline will make a substitution. Morrell goes out, and Kofe comes in. Expect a dose of Kui Kofi here. Quarterback keeper for Flowers, and he picks up the first down all the way to the 20-yard line.
That is enough for Rigby. First down.
Looks like that Rigby front line, Dandy, is kind of stiffened up this time as they're able to push back that Timberline offensive line a couple yards off the ball, which frees these runners.
Trojans reset the down markers again. Wide open off of play action. Down the side and breaks the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown to Freeman. Evan Freeman, the do-it-all junior for the Trojans, picks up a touchdown. 20-0 with an extra point pending here for the Trojans in the Real Dairy Bowl. And Freeman will hold for the extra. Kick is through the uprights. 21-0 Rigby. 8:48 left here in the third quarter. We'll take a break, hear a word from our sponsor on the NFHS network, and be right back with that drive breakdown after these messages.
It doesn't matter how you find your greatness or what you do to maintain it. What's important is that you find it from within. Whatever makes you feel good is a matter of personal taste. So whether it strengthens you physically, makes you mentally tougher, or gives you peace of mind, it's your choice. Because greatness is realized when you're at your best. It's about whatever makes you say to yourself, I am great.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Awesome.
Welcome back here to the ICCU Dome. 21-0 lead for the Trojans. It's Freeman set to kick it off after he just held the extra point. This one's going to be returnable. Right into the hands of Lewis. Lewis didn't have a lot of room to work with, and he was chipped up shy of the 20-yard line.
Boy, that was an excellent downfield tackle, Dandy. Hit Lewis right between the knees and the ankles. Brought him down immediately.
I don't know who that number was exactly, but it was a fantastic play in the open field. And Dan, what a drive from the Trojans they just put together.
Well, you look at that, Dandy. 6 plays, 56 yards, 2:12 off the clock. Flowers pass, 20 yards, good for a touchdown. PAT good, 21-0 Rigby. 8:43 to go in the third quarter.
The Wolves have got to offensively find a way to make it happen. 82-yard field for the boys out of Boise. Lewis with the give up the middle. So he handed that one off to number 3, Brody Angroff. Brody picked up about 2. We get Lewis in a little RPO set here.
Boy, if you watch this Rigby front line, they're aware of what Lewis can do. They hold their men off and try to contain him into the middle of the field.
Yeah, watch out on that line for Boston Ballsmeyer. He's a menace up front for the Trojans. And we're going to have a penalty marker come flying in right on Rigby's sideline. I mean, that official threw that flag right out of bounds, actually. Be interesting to see what this call is.
Maybe a sideline warning against the Rigby Trojans.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what it is. I saw the official throw it. He was literally out of bounds.
Looks like he's standing on about the 29-yard line.
And a sideline warning.
Yeah, sideline warning. And I think that official on that sideline, the Rigby side, had finally had enough and made it official by throwing the flag. So the sideline warning will benefit the Wolves. 1st and 10. Give off the middle again. Pickup of 2 that time for Brody Ingroff. Ingroff, the junior, did not have a lot to work with on the dive up the middle. We fetch Scudder back on for the 2nd and 8 play. Empty backfield for Lewis. Trips to his left, doubles to his right. Throws this one over the line to Scudder. Scudder makes the catch, but he's stopped about 5 yards short of the first down. Now, if that's a good spot there, let's call it 4 yards. And even 3 to go. Lewis flushed out of the pocket. Heat's on the way. Gets this off just in time to avoid the sack.
Boy, a lot of pressure by that left defensive end of Rigby, really chasing down Lewis. Lewis just says, you know, avoid getting hit. I'm throwing this thing out of bounds.
Yeah, Ethan Hickman was there in strong pursuit. And the Wolves are going to have to do the familiar play this game, which has been punt. Jacob Everett on again. 4th and 3. Good spiral punt from Everett. This one turns over. Pretty punt. Freeman's at the 30. Still on his feet to the 35, and their penalty marker is going to come flying in as he's bumped out of bounds. But Evan Freeman's worth on this Rigby team is high. He does a lot for him, Dan. Kicks, hold extra points, scores touchdowns, returns kicks. He's putting together a fine Saturday afternoon here in Pocatello. Look, Rigby's just huddling on their sideline over there. We'll see. There's the penalty.
5-yard face mask penalty against Timberline.
So the soft version of the face mask. Fresh set of downs for Flowers. Yard to gain is at the 50. Flowers with a single back set. That's Kofi just to his right. Give it to Kai Kofi. 45 to the 46. In there on the stop for Timberlines, number 56, Hudson Snook. Braden Morrison also there with the assist. 2nd down and 4 with the Trojans.
Kofi not near as big as Amani Morrell, but boy, he runs hard.
Yeah, it's definitely a change of pace. Maybe a little more speed, a little quicker as Kofi breaks through across the 40-yard line here into Timberline territory and resets the down markers. It's a 20-yard pickup for the junior Kofi.
3rd first down of the evening, or the second half for Rigby.
Now Kofi is a little super athletic families. He has a sister playing volleyball at Utah State. Older brother Trey was also a really good running back down in Utah. Flowers, play action. Now the heat comes, steps up in the pocket. He's at the 40. Shimmies his way across to the 36-yard line. Good job for Flowers to avoid the pressure and pick up some positive yards. Boy, good coverage in the secondary that time for Timberline. Dan, as you look downfield, Flowers didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
You know, one thing he did, Dandy, is he got positive yards to the tune about 3 yards when it could have been an easy loss.
Yeah, Timberline just sitting back here defensive now. They go cover 2 and straight up man-to-man on the ends. Flowers is tattooed on the outside. Ran right into the tackle of Austin Ingriff. Ingriff with some big hits on this possession.
3rd and 4.
Evan Paschke is also a menace up front here for Timberline. 3rd down and 4 now for the Trojans. Big play in this game. Kofi, 1st down across the 25. Easy lifting for Kai Kofi. And Kua Kofi easily picks up the first down. And the Trojans are only 5 yards away from the red zone with 3:40 left here in the third frame.
You know, you watch how he runs, Dandy. Stutter steps. He waits for the hole to get up. If it doesn't open where it should, it pops out to the outside. Nice eyes by Kofe.
Flowers will work shotgun set, couple of options each way. Play action. Plenty of time for Flowers. Timing ball up over the top is caught. Defenders are saying incomplete, but he caught that right on the 3. Evan Freeman making his bid for player of the game. He's got his fingerprints on a lot of the 21 points here for the Trojans. Now he lines up in the slot. Bad snap. Has Flowers scrambling for it. He covers it up at the 19. Excuse me, the 14.
Where you look at that, Dandy, the center, I think, just got a little bit antsy to get that quick block, and he just bad snap. All the fall to the center.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just the snap wasn't the best. I think he just got a little antsy there, tried to hurry it up a little bit. Rigby was trying to go fast and just didn't connect with Flowers on the exchange. Heads up play, though, from Jacob Flowers. Didn't try to salvage it, didn't try and make a play out of it, just covered it up and says, let's keep this alive. The only thing that's changed is down and distance as it sets at 2nd and 13. Or we call it 2nd and goal. Fake the jet sweep. Flowers option keeps it up the middle. It's that inside the 10.
Flowers up the middle for the 4.
They spot that at the 9. 3rd and goal from the 9.
You know, you got to wonder, Dandy, Monty Morell, is his night done as he went off with kind of a sprained ankle, and they've gone with Kofe all the way here on this drive.
Yeah, Kui Kofe split him out here. Flowers working with an empty backfield. We're underneath that 2-minute mark at 1:40 left. Flowers completes it over the middle to who? Freeman. Touchdown, Rigby. I don't know that was Freeman for sure. Check that, Dan. I believe that was Cannon Korth, I think. Yeah, I confirm that. Cannon Korth with the touchdown. Pretty slant play to the inside. Cannon Korth deserved to be called. You have your name called all out through as this extra point is good, and Rigby is on a route. 28-0 here, 1.5 left in this third frame. Dan, we learned something on that possession. We learned that Rigby can move the ball in all kinds of different fashion and all kinds of different personnel. Monty Morell goes down with an injury. What do? They go to the junior, Kui Kofe, and Kofe just goes to work. Engineers a drive on the ground right down the field, and Dan Rigby put together a dandy right there. Trojans will regroup here, and now with 1.5 left in this third, they've got to be thinking fourth quarter possession football. On the other hand, Timberline's got to be thinking fourth quarter score time and get back into this one. A 3-score game becomes a 4-score game here in the second half.
You look at that drive, Dandy, 60 yards in 9 plays, 4:49 off the clock. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Flowers to Korth, PAT good. We set right now with 1:33 to go in the third quarter. Rigby 28, Timberline nothing.
Freeman boots this off into the end zone.
And Freeman's kick sails into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Timberline football.
Timberline football with an 80-yard field. Utah commit Hudson Lewis will be under center here, doing his best to engineer a drive in a game which they've been shut out. A game which they haven't put the ball into the red zone yet.
It'll be interesting, Dandy, if they open it up where Lewis has one interception, maybe a little gun shy, but they've got to start throwing the ball down 28-0.
Looking shotgun set. Lewis rolls out to his right. Throws this one away.
Excellent job by the Rigby defense on that left side as they strung Lewis completely out and made him go towards the sideline, and then he just flung it out of bounds before he stepped out of bounds.
I mean, maybe could have threaded the needle to a couple guys there, but just probably a pretty wise spot for Lewis to just throw that one away and live to fight another down. 2nd and 10. Same set as the previous. Lewis rolls out to his left. Got options over the middle. That's caught by Scudder. Scudder picks up the first down across the 35. Nice catch from Fletch Scudder.
Second first down of the second half for Timberline.
36-yard line. Nice start to a drive here for Timberline. Now if they can just shift gears from the 36. Tough snap to handle. Lewis does it, and then he outraces a tackler. Throws back against his body to Fletch Scudder, and Scudder makes the catch. Picks up some more positive yards.
Boy, that hot pursuit there by a Rigby defender. Ball thrown a little short. The receiver did a great job to go down to the ground and get it.
Boy, Fletch Scudder's made some good catches here. Timberline. 2nd and 4. Long huddle this time for the Wolves. They split Lucas Thompson, Scudder out to the right side. In fact, they triple it up out there. Lewis will actually come out to this near side as a receiver. Throwing for Lewis. Give him a chance at one. He nearly came back and made it. They moved over Nash O'Kelly, and O'Kelly was actually the one that threw that ball.
Gee, look at that, Dandy. Threw into double coverage.
Lewis adjusted and almost made a catch on it. When you got a D1 guy like Lewis, you got to find ways. That's a good play. You got to find ways to get it for him. As the end of the third quarter comes, and Lewis comes over to the sideline and hits hands on knees, just tired. You got to tip your hat to the kid and the effort that he's putting in here this afternoon. This team trails 28-0 here after third. We'll take a break and be right back here on the NFHS Network.
It doesn't matter how you find your greatness or what you do to maintain it. What's important is that you find it from within. Whatever makes you feel good is a matter of personal taste. So whether it strengthens you physically, makes you mentally tougher, or gives you peace of mind, it's your choice. Because greatness is realized when you're at your best. It's about whatever makes you say to yourself, I am great.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Awesome. Oh, Santa got my letter.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back here to the Rear Delray Bowl state championship football game here from the ICCU Dome. Lewis, long pack, and this one's going to be intercepted. Tough break for Timberline. An opportunistic interception by number 2, Cannon Korth for the Trojans. Boy, you saw it right in front. Korth played it on a 50-50 ball, tipped it up in the air, came back, hauled it in, and took it all the way to pay dirt. And Rigby, with 11:51 left to go in this fourth quarter, might have just put the first nail in the coffin.
Well, you look at that, Dandy. started on the 20-yard line, minute 33. On the 5th play, defensive pick by Cannon Korth, 45 yards to the house. 34-0 Rigby, PAT pending.
This is going to be an encroachment penalty. Offsides against Timberline, and Rigby's going to get another chance at this one. I don't expect them to go for 2 here. I expect they'll just line up and give Andrew Janes another shot at it. Janes is a good kicker for Rigby, just a sophomore.
Looks like they may go for 2.
Yeah, I think they're right. They may switch this up and say we like 2 better than 1. Yeah, that's the plan as Amani Morell's back on the field. Flowers will be under center. Just to his left is Hayden Harris. They go play action. Flowers throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted.
And the pass intercepted by the Wolves. The 2-point conversion attempt.
Fired a little bit on him. It was intercepted by Carl Franson, and looks like Franson's a little bit shaken up on the play. Yeah, that was kind of peculiar here. Franson is injured on the play. He made a great play to intercept it, but now he, just after he made the play, went down and said somebody over to come take a look at me, and they're doing that with Franson right now. So we'll take a break from here at the ICCU Dome. Be right back with more action here on the NFHS Network right after these messages.
For over a century, One Idaho Bank has stayed true to itself, serving as a pillar of the region with one mission: to enhance the financial well-being of its members, while also delivering on an unrivaled commitment to the community. It's not a coincidence that First is in the name. First Federal Bank, Idaho's community bank of choice.
Welcome back here on the NFHS Network. Teeing it up for the kickoff is Evan Freeman for the Trojans. They got Carl Franson off the field here after the interception. Looked like a lower leg injury, but they got him off and back to a kickoff. This one will go into the end zone, touchback. This offense has got to roll any type of momentum they can pick up here. Being shut out here in a state championship game. Head coach Ian Smart looking for any advantage they can find, for the fraction of a thing they can take and exploit on this Rigby defense. But so far, there hasn't been much to give up.
You know, you look at this Timberline team, Dandy. The old saying, you're just 1 or 2 injuries away from being a real good team to a mediocre team. And you take out Jack Brand off this team, and I'll tell you what, it makes a lot of difference.
Oh, looks like the cadence that time is going to draw off one of Rigby's best guys up front. Boston Balsmeyer looks like he snuck across right at that center spot. Balsmeyer is one of those guys that's getting collegiate interest his way as well, as he's put together a great senior year here for the Trojans. Double team him up front and find an advantage out, and this will be close to the first down. Nice pickup for Lucas Thompson.
Number 2, Lucas Thompson on the play. And that's enough for a Timberline. First down.
Also up front there is Irie Adolfo and Daniel Hippen up front for Rigby. Lewis tried to quickly sling this one out to Lucas Thompson. It was incomplete. That stops us with 11.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. 2nd and 10. Wolves looking for some yards to result in some points. Maybe a couple of chunk plays. See if Lewis can throw one downfield. Hands this one off to Brody Ingraff. Ingraff picks up some positive yards. But it's still a challenging 3rd down and 6 for Timberline. Well, here you see this sub, Dan. Nash O'Kelly comes on, and he's been another guy that they go to with his arm, so maybe an option where O'Kelly throws this. Doesn't look to be that way as they split him off to the right side. Lewis will call the signals. Just a sprint out. Lewis can throw off of it. Nice throw over the middle. That was caught, and then he did a heads-up move to turn around was Nash O'Kelly and pick up the 1st down. Nash O'Kelly, just a good football player. We use him a number of ways as well. Took a 50-50 play that time and turned it into a 1st down. Just good body control from the 6-foot senior. 6'2" senior, excuse me. Well, Dan, another 1st down for Timberline. Got to find a way to turn this into points. Lewis options over the middle, unleashes one. It's not going to be to anybody. As the closest player to it was Fletch Scudder, and Fletch was running a little bit of a soft route here on the inside. Lewis threw that deep one on that inside seam, and he wasn't there.
You look at that, Dandy, well covered by 3 black jerseys from that Rigby Trojan crew.
They find a way to set this up here. Rigby straight man on the corners with cover 2 over the top as well. Nice pass from Lewis over the middle. That'll be a 1st down across to the 41-yard line. Right on the money to Nash O'Kelly.
That's a 5th 1st down for Rigby this 2nd half. Rigby has 4 1st downs. Difference, Rigby has 2 scores. Timberline has none.
Spot that baby at the 41. Lewis getting more experience with every snap here today. Pump fake over the middle, now he tucks it. Throws back on it. Pretty play from Lewis. Put the ball in the hands of your athletes and let them cook. Completes this one over the middle to Nash O'Kelly. You know, O'Kelly gets the credit right there with a nice catch and turn it into a little something to pick up the 1st down. But Hudson Lewis, make no mart about it.
Yeah, that's one of those, they say a cardinal sin, don't roll one way and throw across your body the other way, but man, he was open, he put it on the money.
Yeah, Lewis says that's what I can do here. Drive extended. Timberline's best offensive drive of the day. Comes here late in the 4th. This one's flipped over and out of the reach of O'Kelly. Off the mark with that one was Lewis.
8th play of the drive coming up for Timberline.
Good check.
Stops the old clock at 8:50 to go. Called that a backwards pass. That could have been a fumble.
Okay. Boy. Perfect conditions inside ICCU Dome here in November in southeast Idaho. Lewis rolling out to his right. Steps up. He's got room to move at the 20. Still on his feet across into the teens. Called out to 17, maybe even to the 16.
Boy, he's quick and got speed. He dodged one guy, dodged another one. Finally got drugged down by that third man.
For Timberline.
Big play here for Timberline, 3rd and 5. Scudder will split out to the far side. Thompson's the near receiver. And they've got O'Kelly right here at the tight end spot. All their guys on this right side. That's where Lewis is rolling. Oh, they nearly had him. He avoids a sack. So crafty. Lewis throws a dart over the middle and threw it behind his intended receiver.
I'm not so sure, Dandy, that Lewis should have ran that thing.
I'm pretty sure he should have. Field was open for him, but he thought, boy, I can get back. He's trying to pick up more yards in the play and just missed his receiver that time.
Boy,
to make matters worse, it's 4th down.
This would be terrible if Timberline doesn't get any points out of this. Nice drive put together by Timberline this end of this game.
Yeah, you're right.
10th play of the drive coming up.
Twins each way for Lewis. Big 4th down play. Snap underway. It's going to go as a grounding call against Lewis there. Just wasn't available to dodge a sack for the 3rd time.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they just, a sack or maybe get it, might have saved a few yards if he'd have gotten, but boy, that's just one where they'd like to see him maybe throw it downfield on 4th down to give yourself a gambler's chance at one, but instead this one will turn over on downs and likely be a grounding penalty against Lewis as there was nobody in that vicinity. Under 8 minutes to play here in this ball game, a state championship game, and 34-0. Timberline, in a sense, playing for a little bit of pride right now and wanted to keep that drive alive on 4th and 5. Put them inside the red zone for the first time today, and going to come up empty here. We'll see what the penalty is on the play.
You know, one thing I've really noticed about Rigby in particular this whole game is how they are able to string that quarterback out. They know how dangerous Lewis can be. They string him out to where he can't get outside or he is really dangerous. They've done an extremely good job of containing him into the middle.
Yeah, they have. There the penalty does come in. Grounding call against Lewis, so they'll turn it over, assess the penalty off, off of the penalty, and Trojans will have 1st and 10 from their own 33. A nice misdirection play. Rigby with speed around the outside.
That Kofe.
Yeah, that is Kofe picking it up. It's Kui Kofe, the junior. Well, him and Morel are a dangerous combo back there. Morel does the lion's share of the carries, a lot of the heavy lifting, but Kofe brings that second change of speed. And
looks
not
like
just that, he's a good runner.
Timeout called just before the snap by Timberline.
First timeout called here of the second half. And 7:27 remaining in this ball game. We might as well do it. Let's take a break right here. We'll hear a word from our sponsors and be right back here on the NFHS Network right after these messages.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Trojans.
Here we are back, 2nd and 2 for the Trojans. They do pick up that first down.
That's enough for Rigby. First down.
You look at that, Dandy, 5th first down for Rigby in the second half, 6 first downs for Timberline in the second half.
Side give across the 50-yard line.
With that little Kofe, he's a tricky little runner, kind of hides. A little bit smaller, kind of runs pretty low, he can hide behind those big linemen.
Chandler Faulkner also in there. Now Morrell back in at tailback. Timberline has to say, why don't you give us some room when they see him? That should be a penalty, as Flowers was absolutely buried after he handed that off. First down Trojans as Morrell picks it up. And with 6:20 left in this clock that's running, Rigby use a lot of clock here before reaching pay dirt with their run game here. They've just been able to control the clock, the pace of the game, and still get positive yards as Flowers goes option keeper.
Jacob Flowers on carry. Get 2 for Rigby.
Pretty good balance for Rigby, Dan. Definitely a run-dominated team, but well, you got to be honest with them, as Flowers could fling it as well.
Well, their strength, no doubt, is Amani Morrell, and they use him.
Play action to him here. Flowers flings it outside to the right and completes it to Owen Golding. Golding with little nifty moves after the catch picks up the first down.
Owen Golding on reception. It's taken down at the 26.
Clock stops as they move the chains.
First down.
The Trojans can be deliberate here about their offense with 5:15 left. Defense for the Trojans pitching a shutout. Suddenly got quiet here in the ICCU Dome. They know Amani Morrell's about to enter stage left. First down, Amani Morrell for the Trojans.
Amani Morrell on the carry. Gain of 13. That's enough for Rigby.
13-yard pickup for the senior, Amani Morrell.
On the 14-yard line.
Morrell's got a lot of college interest looking at him. Number of offers, a lot of frontier schools looking at him. Flowers give back up the middle.
That's Kofe.
Gets that back to KU Kofi. Kui Kofi. We're going to mark him down. Pick up about 6 yards, they say. Flowers gives this right up the middle, and that's going to be an easy touchdown for Kui Kofi. Oh, Kui Kofi. It's to stack him a touchdown onto the resume at his junior season here in this real Dairy Bowl. And we're now at 40-0. The Trojans, boy, I thought they're gonna kick this. They only have failed that 2-point conversion earlier in the game. That's why we'll be at 41 after this. The penalty gave them half the distance. They decided to go for 2 and didn't get it.
And a flag on the play.
Now a little movement on that offensive line. This is going to be a false start.
False start. Called against the Trojan.
Austin Ingriff dancing away back on his defensive side of the ball. Helped encourage the early movement. Not to the point of an infraction, but. So we'll back it up 5 yards and try it again. Andrew Janes, the sophomore kicker, puts it through regardless. Nice kick from Andrew Janes. 41-0 here in the Real Dairy Bowl. You know, Dan, the other bad side, I don't know if it's the other bad side, but a bad side for Timberline playing this far away is it's a long drive home after a loss.
Well, not only a loss, but I mean a thrashing loss.
Yeah. You factor in, the injuries, and that obviously come to play. And I'll tell you what, there's every team in the 6A classification after today is going to feel a little bit disappointed at the end of senior, aside from one team. And that's the Rigby Trojans if they win this, and they're only 4 minutes away from that. But every other team's going to feel a little disappointed. But you have to look at it realistically. Timberline has to feel the least amount of disappointment. Their trophy will come home today as red rather than blue, but I'll tell you what, a 10-2 season going all the way to the final session, and some things don't go your way with injuries and stuff, and here they go.
Well, then to lose your general.
Yeah.
The one that runs the whole team out with an injury. And like I say, every good team is 1 or 2 injuries away from being just a mediocre team.
Boy, you said it. The squib kick's going to return about the 37-yard line. And the Timberline Wolves have got 4 minutes to take this one to pay dirt.
It's taken down in the 38. That's where Timberline will take over 1st and 10.
Fair amount of seniors on this Timberline team.
Yeah, you look at, I counted, Rigby has 25 seniors on their crew. If you look at Rigby, huge number of players, upwards of 40 or more, I would say.
The numbers that impressed me were the amount of cheerleaders from Timberline. I think I counted 38.
Oh, I'm sure.
I say I think because I'm not certain. I get blurred down looking at so many of them across the whole front, but it spans from the 25-yard line to the 30.
You got some of them are dance teams, some of them are cheerleaders, some of them are JV cheerleaders. I'm just thinking they had a separate bus to bring them over here.
Yeah, the good thing is they're all here in ICU, and they're all right above the team for encouragement. Oh, is Scudder going to make this catch? You bet he is. Nice pass complete down to number 14, Hayden Hills. Hills did a great job of adjusting to that ball and making a catch. A big chunk play for the Wolves. Has them 9 yards away from the red zone here with a fresh set of downs.
7th first down of this second half for Timberline, but still no points on the board.
Plenty of time for points. 2 timeouts left in their hip pocket here to close this one out. Lewis unleashes one here. That's going to be just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Brody Ingroff.
Bad thing about an incomplete pass, it stops the clock.
3:27 remaining in this one. Hayden Hill split to this near side again. Rigby's now cover 3 across the back. Thompson's probably option. Nice pass. He completed it down there to Austin Ingroff.
Well,
that's Hank Hill.
You got to commend him on that catch. He was surrounded by 5 players there in the center. Knew he was going to take a smack if he caught it, and he still caught it.
Well, 3rd down and short. Call it 3rd and 1 here. That's a similar formation. Lewis rolling out to his right. Ooh, fired that one incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I think
touch on that one.
Could have got a run. Get the first down. You know, give yourself some more downs rather than just one.
Saw an open Nash O'Kelly and tried to zip it to him. Now they're 4th down and 1. So a play that they've got to have here. 4th down, 1 to go. What could likely be the final drive of the game here for Timberline if they don't get this. They're going to get it all day. Big number 11, Nash O'Kelly says, give me the rucksack. I'll put it on and carry it across the line. Big first down for the senior, Nash O'Kelly. You know, O'Kelly plays a couple different spots on the linebacker side of things. He also can throw, picks up big wildcat situation. This is going to be another penalty on the Rigby sideline. Yeah, that's the second one over there. I think that one will count him against the yards. Makes you kind of scratch your head. What could have them so excited, up 41-0?
The first one was a warning. Second one, penalty, only 5 yards. I thought it was 15.
Well, 1st and 5 from the 9-yard line. Timberline, same set. Why not? O'Kelly says, I can be Tim Tebow inside the 5. Physical smash mouth football here to close out the state championship as we're under 2 minutes.
Well, you can see that Rigby sideline over there, Dandy. They're saying don't let him score, and we'll see what happens here.
O'Kelly throws out of this one. 50-50 ball for Lewis, and he catches it. They found a way to get it to their guy. O'Kelly put it up for him, and O'Lewis brings it home. 41-6, Timberline gets on the board. You know, Dan, it's nice to see Hudson Lewis pick up a touchdown here his senior year, especially with the effort he's put in the quarterback spot. They split him out to the wide out, which is his natural position. Easy touchdown for Timberline here with 1:46 left. They're going to go fire play, fake this. Incomplete out of the extra point play. So we'll sit as the way it sits, 41-6. Timberline set to kick this one off as they get their first score of this ball game with 1:46 left to play. We'll wrap up football here at the ICCU Dome for the year, as Idaho State has also finished their season with a win up in Moscow today.
I think the old
postseason play comes into question for the Bengals.
Timberline Wolves will try a non-sider with 1:46 to go, down 41-6.
They sure should. They've tried one earlier. They tried one in the second half right out of the break, and boy, the Trojans almost knew it was coming as well as they covered it up.
You look at that last Timberline drive, Dandy. That covered looks like 59 yards. No, 49 yards. 5-yard pass from O'Kelly to Lewis. Extra point failed. 5-play drive. 2 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. But at least they got points on the board at 41-6.
They didn't go onside. They just kicked this one away, and it goes touchback.
And the Landers kick bounces into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 Rigby.
So the Trojans try and pick up a first down before going to a knee. They could do it with basically one first down according to how they pick it up, but they'll start from the 20-yard line. And only 1:46 seconds away from another back-to-back state championship for the Rigby Trojans. They're not a stranger to it. They've already done it before. They did it in 21-22. Highland won it last year, of course, but they will do it here again in 2024 and 2025.
Looks like Rigby will contend to down it.
Yeah, I thought they may try and pick one up. But so we'll let the play clock tick away, and the Trojans will start an early and long celebration for this one. But Dan, when we say long, it's like you said, this started all the way back at the end of August for Timberline. They played Bora on August 29th. And here we are wrapping things up on November 22nd. Lots of practices, lots of sore Saturday mornings. But the result is they made it all the way here to the distance against the defending state champs. And they'll just go ahead and wave this one off. Excuse me, I think Rigby called a timeout.
I thought they took a knee, but the
I did
clock
too,
is
but
stopped.
the official signaled timeout.
Maybe they wanted to know.
Yeah, they did. They called a timeout.
Maybe they wanted an ovation for the offensive unit.
I think they're getting one regardless. 41-6, Rigby calls timeout here. Now they'll bring the team back on to take a final knee. Now the Trojans back into victory formation. Take it again.
And Rigby takes another knee, that'll be fourth down.
So here now at fourth down in a quiet ICCU dome. You'd be hard to find a quieter church house tomorrow somewhere than this place right now. I think everyone's just kind of scratching their heads here a little bit as the excitement and the momentum that was in the building.
Here's the back judge now down to the last 10 seconds.
So another timeout for Rigby, and I'll tell you what it has done is it's taken all the excitement out of the building.
I don't understand this thing at all here. This 2 timeouts when you're up 41-6.
Let's tee it up here, and tell you what, Rigby has pulled off what not a lot of teams do, and that is pick up another state championship. 13 seconds away from just that. Only one loss for the Trojans this season. That came against 5A opponent Bishop Kelly at Bishop Kelly's home. Those same Bishop Kelly Knights play the Hillcrest Knights on Monday over at Bronco Stadium in Boise. That game will be right here on the same NFHS network.
Is that an afternoon game, Dandy?
I wouldn't think on a Monday, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Snap cold. Flowers will just run around with it, and Rigby will try and just have this clock run out, and Timberline will allow to do it. So just kind of a bizarre ending to this one. But I guess that's how Rigby wanted it, and that's how they'll get it. Rigby Trojans, back-to-back state champions, as they beat Timberline 41-6 here in the 6A state championship game. Boys, stick around with us here as we'll have the trophy presentations awarded to both these teams. Obviously, Timberline picks up the red trophy, second place, as they will finish 10-2 on the season. But boy, congratulations to both these teams playing here in the Real Dairy Bowl. Highest enrollment at 6A classification in the state, and we're treated to a lopsided victory today, but both these teams deserve to be here, and congratulations to both these guys. First of all, the Timberline for their second place, and to the Rigby Trojans, a state champion back-to-back. The boys in Jefferson County will wake up tomorrow as state champions. Second year in a row for the Trojans. Head coach Armando Gonzalez. Since arriving in Idaho, he's turned Rigby from a basketball school to a football school. 5th state championship under Coach Gonzalez since 2019. Still getting set up. Of course, the head of the High School Athletic Association, Southeast Idaho's own Chad Williams. I'll direct your attention here to the 50-yard line for the presentation. We'll turn up the house mic, and you can hear Chad Williams present this to the observing teams. Roger Harrison, the tournament director here. Of course, this sponsorship is all brought to you, all the state championships by Dairy West and the Real Dairyman Association. They now rode that second place trophy to head coach Ian Smart of the Timberline Wolves. And the Wolves lose only their second game of the season here in the state championship. Injury bug hit the Wolves late in the season here, as you see a couple kids making their way to the pitcher on crutches and rollers. They'll get their pitcher and take the red trophy back to the Boise Valley to Timberline. Timberline, a newer school in the area, have yet to win a state championship, but that one will look really nice in the trophy case back in Boise.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Idaho High School Activities Association,
now we'll award the blue trophy to the Trojans from Rigby. 2025-26 state champions are your Rigby Trojans. Rigby picks up their 5th state championship in 7 years. Take it all the way back to the town of Rigby. Congratulations to head coach Armando Gonzalez and the Rigby Trojans. Dynasty built there in Jefferson County. Well, folks, once again, this broadcast is available for your keepsakes in digital copy. Go ahead and click that blue digital copy box underneath your video player, and you can obtain a copy of this for your memoirs. But the final's been set here. Rigby 41, Timberline 6. Thank you for joining us here on the NFHS Network. This presentation has been brought to you by myself, Dandy Hale and Dan Hale. Riley Moulton did all the smart technical stuff for us, and John Young, he's the best behind the video camera. Appreciate him. Chuck Cathcart, our producers, this whole system.